Many people believe that building wealth in real estate requires a mountain of cash and years of experience. They see it as a distant goal, something reserved for the already rich. But this journey, this map to financial freedom, doesn't start at the top of the mountain. It begins with a single manageable step right where you are. The secret is that real estate is not just about buying and selling massive buildings. It's about making your home work for you. Anyone can begin this journey, often with very little money. The path to becoming a millionaire investor is paved with small, smart decisions that build on each other over time, creating momentum and opening doors to bigger opportunities. The first destination on our Millionaire Map is a strategy called house hacking. This is the most accessible entry point for anyone wanting to get into the real estate game. The concept is simple. You buy a home with multiple units, like a duplex or a triplex, and you live in one of the units yourself. Then you rent out the other units to tenants. The goal is to have the rental income from your tenants cover most, or even all, of your monthly mortgage payment. Suddenly, your biggest expense, your housing, is significantly reduced or eliminated. You are essentially living for free while building equity in a valuable asset. After you have successfully lived in your house-hacked property for a while, you are ready for the next level, becoming an entry-level landlord. When you decide to move to a new home, instead of selling your first property, you keep it and rent out the unit you are living in. Now, the entire property is generating income for you every single month. This is where you experience the true power of passive income. The property becomes a little money-making machine that works for you around the clock. You will have responsibilities, like fixing a leaky faucet or finding new tenants, but you now own an asset that is paying for itself and putting extra cash in your pocket. As you gain confidence, you might explore becoming an Airbnb entrepreneur. Instead of renting your property to long-term tenants, you furnish it and list it on short-term rental sites. This strategy can dramatically increase your income, often earning 2 or 3 times more than a traditional rental, especially if your property is in a popular area. While it requires more hands-on management, like coordinating cleanings and communicating with guests, the financial rewards can be significant. You are no longer just a landlord. You are running a small hospitality business. This level turns a single property into a powerful cash flow engine, accelerating your wealth-building journey and providing you with more capital for your next big move. Once you have a few properties under your belt and understand the fundamentals of being a landlord, you can graduate to a more advanced and powerful strategy. This is where you truly start to create wealth, not just collect it. The next major landmark on our map is the BRRR method. This acronym stands for Buy, Renovate, Rent, Refinance, Repeat. It is a system designed to help you rapidly expand your real estate portfolio by recycling your initial investment capital over and over again. This strategy is for those who are ready to take a more active role in forcing the appreciation of their properties, turning something old and tired into something new and valuable. The process begins with the buy phase. Your goal is to find a distressed property, one that is outdated, needs repairs, or is generally unappealing, and purchase it for a price well below its potential market value. Next comes the renovate stage, where you invest money and effort into fixing it up. This could involve updating the kitchen, modernizing the bathrooms, or improving the curb appeal. The goal of the renovation is to significantly increase the property's value. After the transformation is complete, you rent it out to reliable tenants, establishing a steady stream of cash flow from your newly improved asset. This rental income is crucial for the next step. The magic of the BRRR method happens during the refinance phase. You go to a bank and get a new loan on the property, but this time, the loan is based on its new, higher appraised value after the renovations. In many cases, you can pull out enough cash to cover your entire initial purchase price and all of the renovation costs. This leaves you with your original investment money back in your pocket, ready for the final step. Repeat. You take that cash and use it as a down payment on your next distressed property, starting the entire cycle all over again. This is how investors scale from one property to 10 or even 100 without needing to save up for a new down payment each time. This strategy is a game changer because it allows you to build a large portfolio of income-producing assets much faster than traditional methods. Each property you acquire using the BRRR method adds to your monthly cash flow and your net worth. You are not just waiting for the market to go up, you are actively creating value and manufacturing equity through smart renovations. It requires more knowledge, effort, and a good team, including contractors and lenders, but the payoff is immense. You are no longer just an investor. you are a creator of value, building a real estate empire one successful project at a time. As your portfolio of residential properties grows, you will eventually look towards new horizons that offer different challenges and greater rewards. This brings us to the next level on our map, becoming a commercial specialist. At this stage, you shift your focus from leasing homes to individuals and families to leasing spaces to businesses. This could mean owning a small office building where lawyers and accountants rent space, a retail strip with a coffee shop and a dry cleaner, or an industrial warehouse used by a logistics company. Commercial real estate operates on a different set of rules, often leading to more stable and predictable income for the savvy investor. The primary benefit of investing in commercial properties is the length and structure of the leases. Businesses typically sign leases for 5, 10, or even 20 years, providing you with a much longer term and more reliable income stream compared to the one-year leases common in residential rentals. Furthermore, many commercial leases are triple net, which means the tenant is responsible for paying not only the rent, but also the property taxes, insurance, and maintenance costs. This drastically reduces your expenses as the owner and can lead to higher profit margins. You are no longer dealing with late-night calls about a broken toilet. Your tenants are businesses that handle their own upkeep. Beyond traditional commercial spaces lies the world of the specialty investor. This is where you find opportunities in often overlooked, niche corners of the real estate market. Think about assets like self-storage facilities, mobile home parks, or even farmland. These investments can be incredibly profitable and surprisingly simple to manage. For example, a self-storage facility has no live-in tenants, minimal maintenance, and can be almost fully automated. Mobile home parks are another great example, where you often own the land and rent out the lots, meaning you have very low expenses since the residents own their own homes. These specialty assets offer unique advantages. Farmland, for instance, is a stable investment driven by the constant global demand for food. Billboards are another niche, where you can rent out a small piece of land for a sign and collect passive income with almost no management. The key to this level is to think outside the box and find profitable niches that other investors might ignore. By specializing, you can become an expert in a specific type of asset, which allows you to find better deals and operate more efficiently. This path demonstrates that wealth in real estate is not limited to houses and apartments. It is available in many different forms. As you master the art of acquiring and managing properties, the final stages of the Millionaire Map come into view. This is where you transition from being an investor who buys existing assets to a mogul who creates them. The first step into this elite tier is becoming a real estate developer. Instead of buying a finished building, you start with nothing but a piece of raw land. Your vision is to build something from the ground up, whether it's a new housing subdivision, a modern apartment complex, or a bustling shopping center. This is where the largest fortunes in real estate are often made, as you are creating immense value where none existed before. The developer's journey involves navigating a complex process of acquiring land, securing permits and zoning approvals, managing architects and construction crews, and finally, bringing a new property to life. This path carries higher risks, but also offers the potential for massive returns, sometimes 10 times your initial investment or more. You are not just participating in the market, you are actively shaping it. You identify areas with growth potential, perhaps near a new highway or a major company's new headquarters, and you build the future of that community. This level requires significant capital, expertise, and a strong vision for what could be. Beyond developing your own projects, you can become a real estate mogul through syndication. This is when you organize a group of passive investors to pool their money together to purchase very large assets that would be too expensive for you to buy alone, such as a 200-unit apartment building or a major mall. As the syndicator, you find the deal, negotiate the purchase, manage the property, and handle all the legal work. In return, you earn fees and a share of the ownership and profits without having to use all of your own capital. This allows you to scale your operations exponentially, controlling a massive portfolio of properties by leveraging other people's money. Finally, at the absolute peak of the real estate world, you have the institutional investors. These are the giants like Blackstone, massive funds that operate on a scale that is hard to comprehend. They don't just buy one house, they buy thousands at a time, sometimes acquiring entire neighborhoods before they ever hit the open market. At this level, real estate becomes less about simple cash flow and more about accumulating power and influence over the entire housing market. While this level is out of reach for most, It is the final destination on the map. Yet, the most important lesson is that every single one of these giants started somewhere, perhaps with a single duplex, a small renovation, or a simple dream. Your journey can start today with what you have.